Welcome to the PPA Tour podcast. I'm Dave Fleming. I'm the lead broadcaster for the PPA Tour, a top senior pro player, and a girl dad. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you, Dave. I'm Ryan DeWidgeon, co-founder of The Reset, a newsletter that covers the business of pickleball. I'm an Austin amateur player, former college lacrosse player, and excited to dig in here with Dave on the podcast.
And let's go, and we're going to start each week with the wow of the week. And my wow of the week is not getting enough attention, Ryan. Here's the deal. There was a preposterous pickle last week. Okay, here's the scene. Are you ready? Are you ready?
We're ready.
AJ Kohler and Riley Newman in the final in Utah. They won 11-4, 11-5. They're rolling. This is a best of five, so it's not over. They go out to serve. AJ Kohler serves. They don't win the rally. Goes over to James Ignatowicz to serve. He's playing with Tyson McGuffin. James Ignatowicz serves 11 times in a row, and they pickle him. 11-0.
Absurd. We never see that.
In a pro match?
In the final?
In a final. Like, okay. Sometimes there's an 11-0 in early rounds when maybe one of the two teams are asleep. But after losing two, no one's talking enough about how impossible this is, Ryan.
More side outs than there were points scored by AJ and Riley. It was wild to see. I don't think I've ever seen that in a 5-0 versus 3-0 game.
No, a 3-0 is going to frame one off the tape against the 5-0 or something. Riley and Tyson did not serve in a doubles match in a game in a final. Come on.
It went like this. I think I tapped back in the YouTube buffering, and 10 seconds later, it was over. There were two people tapped paddles, but other than that, it was wild. And then we were on to game four.
We're on to game four.
And the story changed.
So that's my wow, maybe of the century.
Can you remember the last time someone was pickled in a final?
No. I mean,
maybe
yes,
in singles.
Yes, pickled in a final, yes. Yeah. But 11-0, no, never. It's unreal. So that started the rally.
Tyson and James have been working on their serves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not Tyson. They didn't even need to hit it.
Yeah, that's true. He was just coaching.
Exactly.
Speaking of Tyson, though.
Yes.
Triple Crown this weekend in Utah alongside his playing partner, Catherine. Is he ever going to Triple Crown again?
Tyson.
Yeah, is Tyson ever going to Triple Crown again?
What do you think?
Not if Ben's playing. I don't think it's possible at the moment, given the landscape. And if Ben's there, I think it's too tall a task. Hats off to Tyson and what he did this weekend. I think there were 3 incredible performances. I think I tallied 36 games across 3 events across the weekend, and heat and wind and, good competition. But I don't think he does it again if Ben's playing.
And the proof of that would be that it had never been done other than Ben going into that. But you're saying the mullet man cannot get hot one more time if Ben's in the draw.
He can get Ferrari forehand hot, but I don't know if he gets hot across all 3 events like he did this weekend.
Okay, so I know I agree with you if Ben's in the draw. Let's remove Ben. Ben doesn't play every tournament.
For sure.
If Ben's not in there, could he do it again?
I think he could.
Okay.
He's well rested. He's been putting in the work. You can see the athleticism and the footwork and the endurance that Tyson has. I think he's bringing the athlete into pro pickleball, and it's just clearly evident. Balls that would typically fall in and someone would reset in transition, he's making a quick first step, ripping it into someone's chest. Like he is firing on all cylinders, and this is only going to give him more confidence. So I do think Ben's not going to be present in some of the tournaments. He will be able to pull it off. He will be able to get hot, but he's playing at an elite level right now.
Okay, so there we go. Tyson is the first player other than Ben on the male side to do it. If Ben's in there, we say no. If he's not, maybe he can. Maybe he can. But did you know that brooms were present in Utah?
Brooms?
Yes, brooms.
Say more.
I've never seen this either. A Selkirk player won every gold medal on Championship Saturday. They swept them all.
Every gold.
Every gold went to a Selkirk player because you had the 2 Triple Crowns, Catherine Parento, Selkirk player, Tyson McGuffin, longtime Selkirk player. And then you're like, okay, well, there's still some other things available. James Ignatowicz, Selkirk player.
White paddle.
And Paris Todd shows up, Selkirk player. That's it. That's the list, and they got them all. And the rest of the paddle companies have got to be going like, wait, what happened here?
One gold star for the sponsorship team at Selkirk for signing all of the right players. Another gold star for product development for the 002 and Air Powers, and just littering the finals.
Yeah, so they took over. I've never seen that ever. I mean,
it's a good observation, Dave.
And what's interesting, thank you, I appreciate that, is that Paris Todd was not originally playing with Catherine Parento. That was going to be Etta Wright, Yola, and that would have messed up the whole thing. So we're very sad that Etta couldn't play, but for the Broom situation, that paid it off. So really amazing that could happen, but it did, and we'll see if there's carryover from that. And I know the players will be watching like, Selkirk paddles keep winning. I want to keep an eye on that.
As well as the amateurs.
Absolutely.
You're going to see, the post-game conferences, everyone holding it up. It pays dividends down the line.
It certainly does. So it's almost Halloween, witches on brooms. In this case, Selkirk brooms all over Brigham City.
Yeah. The Utah crowd was out there in force, huh?
So good. So this is, people ask me all the time, like, rowdy, not the Utah. My goodness, the Utah crowd. And when Callie and Elise were out there on center court, just going absolutely bananas. And there was one cat, though, that was cheering for Tyson. In fact, he looked like him and dressed like him. But here's what happened, Ryan, that I'm not happy about.
Uh-oh. What did he do wrong?
I went out and met this gentleman because if you want to, dress up, I just mentioned Halloween, and you want to look like a player, you got to follow it all the way through. So men's doubles, mixed doubles. Tyson's got the lettuce coming all the way down.
I know lettuce, yeah.
Well, you don't actually. But
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You've heard of it.
Yeah.
But in the men's singles final, Tyson went man bun. So I look over at the fan who's dressed like him. He's still got it down. You have got to get that tucked up. If you're going to do it, you have to be 100% committed. David from Bountiful, and that's his name, and that's where he lives, you got to pay it off all the way to the end.
Got to go 100%. He needed the Triple Crown.
He did not get it.
He didn't get it.
He got 2 out of 3 for being best fan impersonator.
Did you ask him why he didn't adjust?
I did not.
Was it an oversight, or he was just like, "Hey, I think this is a good luck charm"?
I mean, or maybe he just loves his hair down. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
options, a lot of options.
A lot of options, but just pay it all the way off, man.
Did he have any tattoos? Did he get any tattoos?
He would have needed to go shopping on Amazon and get him some of those pretend sleeves because he does not have the beautiful tattoos.
Pretend sleeves and chest and belly.
Well, I don't know that we want to see fans doing that right now, right?
There should be post-game interviews with fans.
Okay.
Like at the desk, being asked those kind of 2 or 3 minute questions.
Just come around the corner. Why did you dress like this today?
I was instructed to change a little bit.
No, I'm saying why would the fan dress like that?
Oh,
today?
Yes. And like, what energy did they like? What was the favorite point of the match?
Yeah.
We should be giving them a spotlight.
Fans,
super fans need super treatment.
Super fans do. Yes, they do. So super fans, we're going to find a way to get your voice on there. I'll talk to him. I'm happy to talk to him as well, or we'll play the footage. There was one dude, Ryan, excuse me,
no worries,
wrote Tyson go all over his arms, got him on. So if you
he's
write
probably
your
a triathlete.
Exactly.
Like they love
those
permanent
guys.
markers.
They write. I don't know if
they
it's
just
the
write notes to
directions.
themselves.
Exactly. Breathe.
Drop. Don't drive.
Yeah, but that cat came up to me afterwards. I'm like, dude, you wrote. If you go to that trouble, we're gonna get you on, fans. So
let's do it.
I love the sign game this year too at the tournaments.
Good sign game. Big signs or like creative copy?
Both.
Okay.
Both. There's some very good creative copy. Elise Jones was the focal point of one of those where they love when Elise is out of frame except for her feet.
Yeah.
Those are great.
No one has a favorite child that they can publicly say, but do you think Utah had one of the players. Was one of the players a standout supporter for the Utah crowd?
Oh,
Or so-
Callie, and then Callie and Elise
Okay,
playing
yeah.
together
1-1
for sure. But Tyson has become an adopted son, so they're enjoying.
He knows how to play to the crowd.
No one does it better, and then he slams some Miller Lights
Yeah.
and destroys.
What's up, Brigham?
Exactly. Yeah.
It just insert city. What's up? Give me some love.
Yeah, if he does well in Kansas City, let's hear it.
What's up, Kansas City?
Exactly. He knows what he's doing.
We'll
Well
work on
done.
it.
We
We'll
got to
work
get
on
you
it.
the mullet now to go with the rest of your impersonation.
I'll stick to this. I'll
Okay.
stick to Vin
Okay.
Diesel.
Yeah,
Speaking of
it's good.
Halloween, I'll show you some
Yeah.
cool get-ups.
I bet. Fast 11 coming up with you
Yeah.
in it, I hope.
Yeah. No, it's been an exciting franchise to be a part of. Dave,
Yes.
one thought that I need to share. Has Riley lost a little something?
Whoa. Okay, tell me more.
If you watch Championship Saturday and you don't watch necessarily Game 3, when there are
Okay.
no exchanges,
Yes,
really,
Exactly.
James and Tyson had his number when it came to understanding when he was speeding up and countering. James down the line, I think probably won 70 or 80% of those heads-up counters. There were clean counters down and away at the feet of Riley. You don't see that much, and you definitely don't see it multiple times in a row. I think the only speed-ups that really worked were cross-court from AJ to Tyson. But anyways, has Riley lost a little something in the men's doubles games?
And you're saying it, and that's what you believe.
I am saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Ryan's coming out hot here. Here's what I believe. And I think he has got to figure out how to be a better partner, because
Interesting.
the disconnect that you saw, they're rolling. He's high-fiving people through the first 2 games. And we talked about Tyson getting connected to the crowd. Riley gets connected to the crowd through his athleticism and his defense. So then he's high-fiving people. And I even said on the broadcast, oh, no. Tyson and James are in trouble. And then guess what happened, Ryan?
Flipped.
11-0 happened. And that's just... It's an anomaly. We'll
Sure.
be talking about it, at least I will, forever. I still can't believe that happened. But when times get tough, you have got to get more connected to your partner. And there was so much video of those two sitting on the bench, just staring straight ahead. They're staring off into space. What are they doing?
It was like seeing those couples having a public disagreement in
Yes.
an airport where they're like, I'm fine. And it's just they're passing the time and in cold stares.
And you can't take your eyes off that couple at gate A27, can you? You
No.
can't. You're like, ooh, this is, and you just, you're like sitting there and like, I think these two are having an argument. And you know what? I kind of want to see if this goes anywhere.
For sure.
Oh, and now they're getting pouty and they're just staring straight ahead. This is even fun. And they're not saying anything. And that's what it became. They're not saying anything.
I think one of the other tells, even aside from the bench atmosphere, was anytime Riley wins a point or closes on a point, he kind of turns away to the sideline for that self fist bump to potentially get a little bit of energy from the crowd or be like, oh, that was me. But it's never, hey, partner, you just set me up.
Yes.
Hey, that was a great collaborative, extended point from the both of us. So it happens the vast majority of the time.
Yeah,
It's not an immediate turn to the partner and be like, wow, let's do that again. That was amazing. It was like, just did it. Boom. Right. And it's shoulder out to the sideline.
I think that's a great point, because you see Tyson literally going to tackle James after they do something fantastic.
Chest bumps, hits into the shoulder.
Pointing, all of that, and then
Yeah.
Riley's going to the crowd. So that is a great observation there. If he doesn't get that cleaned up, I know he desires gold. It ain't happening. It ain't happening because the other player's feeling so much pressure. So has he lost his hands? In my opinion, no. I think James did well. But has he lost that connection that enables him to play great? I say yes.
Wow. How did you think AJ played? I thought AJ played pretty well over the 5 games in the final. I thought his resets and defense and ability to get up to the kitchen line were very good. Like very clean, very good. In the AJ Kohler fashion of shoveling that scoop up there.
We gotta have the crab walk along the line too.
Yeah. But I thought AJ did very well. I don't think he played the AJ highest ceiling that he's ever played.
Yeah.
But I thought he played well. Where would you disagree, Dave?
You're assuming I will, and I'm gonna.
Well,
Here's my problem. At crunch time, you have got to be solid. And yes, he played great in the first 2 games. Obviously, they ran him over. Game 3, throw it away. Game 4, starting to fray. So then his dinks start to fall apart a little bit. And when you're trying to win a gold in a best of 5, you've got to have the fundamentals down. And you know you're playing with a very volatile, not connected partner.
Yeah.
So the best example of why I had a problem with AJ was there's a crazy point. Riley digs something out of just no way anyone could get the ball back. High arcing ball. It's landing in the kitchen close to the sideline. Tyson's coming up there to smack it. But, you know, this is pickleball. You can't bounce it into the stands like a tennis ball. So what happens, Riley screaming back, because he knew he got it, and he's trying to defend anymore. And what does AJ do? He gets his William Wallace speech going and storms the forward and runs right at Tyson. And, of course, he's trying to be a distraction, which in and of itself could have been a call. But then Tyson smacks it in the open court. And you want to talk about bad body language? Our great crew had a camera on Riley, and Riley lost his mind. So in the moment, being both a good partner and playing for your side and not for yourself, that's my problem with AJ. Yes, his fundamentals were good and then waned a bit, but they don't win the first 2 games if he doesn't play well. They just couldn't get to the finish line.
A spirited and nuanced defense that's a great example.
So we'll see. You know, I think AJ's had a rough year for where he was trending last year.
For sure.
And now those moments stick out. So the problem that partners are having with him are, I can count on you some of the time, most of the time, but not all the time. And all is what you want. The margins are so tight. So we'll see if AJ can find it, because his game is so funky. He throws up the lobs at a very good time most of the time. Again, he had one bad lob at the end, which, of course, Riley needs to get over it, though. It's okay. Right. There's going to be bad lobs. Guess what? You're going to miss a third at crunch time like Riley did as well.
They chose to play together.
Right. This wasn't like, oh, here's
2 kids in a sandbox.
Here's a pool of names. Pick out your partner.
Right.
No.
You should know, and you do know what's coming.
And they both say Takei on there, so there's their family.
Financial family.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Spicy.
Yes.
Spicy for sure.
Ryan.
Dave.
Yes. Each week we are going to do on this podcast the crusher of the week. And what we mean by that is somebody who just played extraordinary, not necessarily grabbing all the medals, maybe so. It's up to us. Guess what? We get to decide. It's our show. And this week, I am saying our very first crusher of the week is none other than Tina Pisnik.
Tina,
unbelievable.
She balled out.
She did. And here's the thing about Tina Pisnik.
She's on the map even more.
And here's the thing. You're sort of on the corner of the map where like they have the legend and everything, and you're trying to get to the middle of the map.
Yeah.
She's getting darn close to the middle of the map now, because here's the thing. When you transition from top 30 in the world in tennis, which is what she was, your mid-court and soft game are usually the problem. Mm-hmm. She's got that already, as I have Bobby Brady high-pitched voice here.
She's put in the work from shot selection to drilling to... She's like RoboCop as she's progressing up to the kitchen now. She's soft. She's good. She knows what she's trying to do. She's not trying to do too much, and she's adjusted her game extremely well from number 29 in the world in tennis to pickle.
She's better than 29 in the world in women's pickleball now.
For sure.
I mean, come on.
1,000%.
And I think why she is going to be liked as a partner, you saw the support she had in mixed for Pat Smith, who was dealing with an injury, and those two, another guy that played really well, could have been the crusher of the week, but it went to Tina.
Close, Pat.
Close, so close. You keep trying. Just the care that you saw. We talked about not being connected earlier in the podcast. Best connection I saw all week as well.
Mature professional really shined through there. And Tina, going back to your map metaphor, herself trying to get to the middle of the map, but there's people in the middle of the map that are helping her get there.
Yes.
There's buy-in and there's really strong conviction from the people who are already at the center of all things elite pickle, and that believe that Tina should be there with them. And I think that does matter. It opens up a lot of doors for partnership stuff. It opens up a lot of doors for feedback. And there's been 2 anecdotes from pros who've been on the tour for the last kind of 2-3 years that she is implementing things at a rate that they haven't really seen many other players do. She'll just watch by observation and start to alter her game based on what everyone's doing. And so she's become a sponge, and she has, a great base of skills and success before. So it's crusher of the week, Tina.
Yeah,
keep crushing.
And keep crushing, and you got to get into the cool kids club. And what I mean by that is that's how you start to get the better partners, and better partners get results. Results get you noticed. When you have results, you get sponsorships, because she's wearing Tina Pisnik Official on her shirt, which is great. We know who you are now, and that's a good idea. But somebody's going to want to pay to have you be a part of that. And back to your point about who's taking notice, none other than Colin Johns is helping her right now. So he doesn't coach many, if any, and there is no better coach. So to have him on your side, massive.
Shocker of the week, James Ignatowicz, Anna Bright losing in 2 games to Andre Dascu and Rachel Rohrabacher.
Whoa.
First round.
What happened?
Anna drafted Rachel. She's extremely bullish, and she knows what she's capable of. I don't know how. Did they go to sleep? We couldn't see it on the stream, but you were on the scene. What happened?
You don't take only your best stuff out in later rounds, or you will lose. And that is what happened. James said Rachel was absolutely clobbering the ball. We know she does that. We know that's why she did get drafted. But because of that familiarity, and some players are not familiarity with Rachel, yet they will be, you should know, and you should be ready, especially for Anna Bright when we are trying to see, hey, Anna Leigh Waters clearly the top player. Who is arguably the second best player? A little bit of debate around that. Is it Anna Bright? Is it Catherine Parento? Catherine won a triple crown. Anna, all you got was a bronze. It's pretty darn clear.
You make a spirited case. It's definitely a missed opportunity for Anna. And Catherine swept up in pretty solid or easy fashion. So it's tough. It's tough. Tyler was saying on his podcast that when you look at the top performers, you look at their losses and you look at, hey, how many times are they whiffing on a team that you really should be beating 9 or 10 out of 10 times? And this is one that, they certainly want back. It just caught me by real surprise because she is a very known quantity to both James and Anna. It was the least thing from, someone making it out of the play-in to be in the open bracket and doing some funky stuff like their game. So it was a true shocker of the week.
Yeah, and we will be shocked every week by results, and we're going to bring that to you right here. So if you're crushing it, we'll let you know, and if you're not, we'll let you know on that as well. So stunning, but Anna Bright did grab a bronze. James Ignatowicz did get gold, and that is the one he wanted more than anything. Sorry, AB. So let's move to Kansas City now, okay? We know time to turn this around. Most of the players are going directly, and in fact, almost all of them are going directly from Utah to Kansas City. What caught your eye?
So much good pickleball. There are 2 must-watch matches that we want you to go back and watch. It will be fun. It will be entertaining. It will be informative. There are 2 that really stuck out in our minds that you can find on the stream. Link in the show notes below. The first one for me was the women's match, the women's semifinal between Elise and Callie.
Yes.
Anna and Tyra. It was only 2 games, but it was a fiery defensive showcase between them. And you had the Utah crowd behind Elise and Callie. And it was an amazing bout of pickle.
Yeah, and when you get comebacks and
Right.
multiple match points and game points, it was nuts how all of that was unwinding. And I think our point of this segment is there's so much good pickle on a weekend that if you weren't able to watch the live stream, we are going to get you directly to what we think are the best two. That one was a beauty. Yes, Elise Jones was diving on the ground, so you gotta check that out. For me, because of drama and intrigue,
What was it, Dave?
I've got AJ Kohler and Riley Newman playing against Julian Arnold and Thomas Wilson. Here's why that's fun. Okay, AJ is cousins with Thomas. So we got cousin on cousin crime going on right
Yeah.
there. Then I've got Julian, who is playing with Riley in next week's tournament in Kansas City, trying to show that he is the better choice than AJ, because both those guys know that they might be able to go 3 or 4 steps farther with Riley if they can find the gel or show that they're better. In this match, it's crazy. Like, if you want dinking, go watch the Johns brothers play, because this was not
A
that.
firefight?
Julian Arnold, it was like he was just ramped on 50 Red Bulls. He came out there and was just going bananas, speeding up everything, screaming on Diamo. The volume was up. So, folks, go check that out. Again, every week, 2 matches. The notes will have you. You click, it'll take you right there. And you got great pickle, a little service. You guys are nice enough to watch us. We'll give something back to you. So I just mentioned Kansas City. Kansas City, here we come for the first time ever on the PPA Tour, and there's big news. How are you seeing this big news?
We're going to Kansas City this weekend, and the thought that I have is I think Matt Wright's selling out.
Ooh, tell me more.
I think he has an opportunity to bet on himself and to stick it to Riley and to show that he can compete at the highest level when they're not together post-breakup. And he's calling in reinforcements and partnering up with Ben, which will be a fun and successful weekend. But if I was Matt, I would want to stick it to Riley as directly as possible. And that means taking a mid-pro out there on my right or on my left side and beating them in the semis or in the finals.
Wow.
Wait.
Okay. Here's what I say to that. If Ben Johns calls me, and he has my number, so feel free.
Humble brag.
I am taking that call every single time. Every single time. I am running out there with the go to this game, and the way I'm sticking it to Riley is, look, he could have called you. He didn't call you. He called me. He called me, and guess what? We're running it back. I played together with him back in 2021, and I am going to get myself a gold medal, and I am going to show you, and then I'll worry about getting somebody else and beating you. But right now, you're so obsessed with your wanting to get a gold medal, and nice try, you almost got it until you got pickled and it fell apart there in the middle. I am taking that call every time as Matt Wright. And here's the other thing. I recognize that by taking this call, I am adding extra pressure, because if Matt does not win with Ben, that is a massive backward step. Massive.
Massive. And even if he wins, in my mind, there will be an asterisk.
Because everyone's like,
It's Ben.
Of course you won with Ben.
Right.
So we'll see how this plays out. Ryan, the other big factor in Kansas City is going to be the heat. My God, the heat. Triple digits on Singles Day. Singles Day hurts like crazy when it's 70 degrees and a light breeze playing in California.
Yeah.
This is going to be a test. So my question for you is, what do you think is more important, your work as a player on court or off court?
I think for these elite pros, it's off court right now. I think the off court training, fitness, and endurance is what's giving some of these athletes an ability to separate themselves through these long weekends. When you're playing 30, 40 games in the heat at elevation, it's not enough just to have good touches. You have to be able to deliver and get to balls and sprint and move and be in the zone for hours on end in uncertain schedules too. You got to be able to get back. You can't have 2-hour breaks or planned sections. You've got to be an athlete on the court at all times. There's no gimmies in round ones anymore. And especially in singles, we're seeing the athleticism come from tennis. And I can't speak to the tennis game, but I can speak to playing college lacrosse. It was the weight room and it was the runs around the field that really helped differentiate the folks. Because a lot of people have the shots. A lot of people have the skills. You can pick up a ground ball. You can hit a drive. But it's about doing that time and time again as consistently as you can. First quarter, fourth quarter, first game, third game. And I think we're starting to see the folks who are molding themselves through nutrition and training and strength and agility to be athletes are the ones continually having the better success.
So we're going to see that this weekend. The ones that haven't done the work off the court, like my man Ryan DeWidgeon said, are going to stick out like a very, very sore thumb. Last thing I have for you, Ryan, here today.
Hit me, Dave.
We're going to talk about amateur. We're going to talk about rec play. We're going to have a little fun with that. And here's my wish.
Speaking my language.
And we've alluded to this a little bit. But you know why all of us play pickleball? Because it's freaking fun. Okay?
Yeah.
We're having a blast. It's a joy. It's camaraderie. Don't ruin it by rolling your eyes at your partner, okay? We got to stop that. We got to stop what you just did right there to me. Nancy didn't mean to hit it wide on the third. She just did, okay? Eric didn't mean to pop up his volley. It just happened. I'm sorry you got tattooed, and I understand that you're a little upset about that.
Yeah.
But come on. These
Cut it out.
people, just stop it. Support.
Yes.
Support.
We're having fun.
Come on. Can we all get together and support and stop rolling our eyes at our friends and our fellow pickleballers out there?
I will co-sign this message from Dave. No eye rolling.
Stop
in the amateur game.
eye roll. Everybody. Eye rolls. I'm going to get T-shirts made. No more eye rolling, all right? So what a day here on the podcast. For my man, Ryan DeWidgeon, I'm Dave Fleming. This is the PPA Tour Podcast. Thanks for watching. Peace.